introducing, I'd like to introduce to the show 2020 grad, alum, Indiana Wesleyan, graduate now,
Graduate.
grad transfer to Purdue Fort Wayne, Miss Jordan Reid. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi, guys.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you. So yeah,
Yeah.
we've been doing this for we've been doing this since 21, but then like I said, we we fell off a little bit, a lot.
It's all
Fell
right.
off
A lot of it.
a lot, yeah. So now we're back. We were talking a little bit before we got on, but kind of talk about just the transition from high school to high level NAIA level to where you are now at the Division I level.
Yeah. So coming out of high school, obviously I played with y'all for my last year of AAU. Wasn't really on the best teams prior to your guys' program. So I kind of put myself in a hole because I got into this whole AAU world late, and then got injured my sophomore year. And so that took me out another year. And so just didn't really navigate the basketball world all too efficiently. And didn't really know, wasn't very educated on it, but got a few offers out of high school, some smaller D2, some NAIA levels. Didn't really want to go D1. I wasn't opposed to it, but I also wasn't like really shooting for it like I probably should have been, and I wasn't really putting in the work like I probably should have been, which we could probably talk about later. But just kind of went off my athletic ability and landed a spot at IWU. Loved it, loved everything about it. Would go back and pick it again and redo it for my 4 years. But thankfully got a fifth year and talked to my head coach a little bit. And at my 4 years at IWU, I got better throughout the seasons and just progressed. And so I thought I had more in the tank and came to a fifth year. And I was like, I think I want to move up to the next level. And so reached out to a bunch of schools, dabbled in some different conversations with mid-majors, some D1 schools, some D2 schools, but wanted to just take the leap and go D1, and landed at PFW, trusted what Coach Mark and the other coaches at PFW had to offer. And I fully believe it was the best choice that I could have made in that second recruitment process. But yeah, I had no regrets on any of my decisions. Loved IWU. I'm loving PFW so far, and I'm excited to see where this season goes.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talk. So Kelvin and I, like I said, we talk every day. So it's like, so we both talk about like hypocrisy and how we can't stand certain things. But for you, but for you to get the COVID year, I was like,
I know.
everybody else,
I got lucky.
yeah, everybody else, I'm like, dang, they're messing everything up for people. But for you, like, we love it. We love it.
Yeah. No, same. And I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I'm gonna have haters, especially if I go back to Iowa. I'm gonna have haters, but I got blessed for sure. I don't know how I got it, but I got blessed.
Nah, that's good. So you said something earlier about, your athletic ability. And so like we've seen firsthand, Kelvin more than me, but like your athletic ability is like it's different. Like you are a
Understatement.
gifted athlete. And so, that's definitely something that separates you and how hard you play the game. So I don't think you'll have any issues at the next level. Kind of like we talked about earlier too. Like I feel like if you were playing in this era now, like you'd be way up there. I mean, the players now are just so different, and like you were kind of ahead of your time, and obviously definitely more athletic than a lot of the kids now, especially with like everybody wants like the 6'1", point guard at around here, but like your versatility and your athleticism is just crazy. So you're definitely able to separate yourself. Like I don't think you'll have any issues on the like next level. What do you think,
Yeah,
Kelvin?
appreciate that.
Well, I'm gonna piggyback. I'm gonna piggyback off the athletic question, and I'm gonna start with her basically her high school career because a lot of people don't know that her senior year, I believe you lettered in 3 sports, correct?
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
And one of those you won a state championship in, right?
Loose terms, but yeah, I was on the team.
Hey, well, look, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to put in that commitment, though, Jordan, and that's the reason why I'm bringing this up because yeah, she was a 3 sport athlete her senior year in high school. She was a state football kicker, state
Yep.
championship football kicker, hell of a track runner. Yeah, we know what she did on the basketball side in her limited time playing varsity at New Pal, but I mean your track your track career. Let's talk a little bit about that. That was impressive, very impressive in high school.
Yeah, and me and my parents always talk all the time of like what ifs and what could haves. I honestly probably should have gone to college for track, but we were watching the Olympics this past week, whatever, past couple of weeks, and I was like, if I would have taken like one sport seriously, I probably could have done like decently well. And so my old coach and I, we always joke about because I only got really 2 seasons in track because my sophomore year obviously tore my ACL. So that was out, and then COVID year took out my senior year. But yeah, I was probably honestly better at running than I was ever basketball. I just was athletic in basketball, so like, people saw potential, thankfully. But yeah, track, ran sprints, anything 400 down, wouldn't go past 400. Only really ran the 400 my junior year and didn't love it, but was halfway decent. So my coach made me. Um, but yeah, track was, I wish I would have had more time to see that potential, but it's all good.
Yeah, well, I thought we were going to get the second coming of that once you went to Iowa. I thought we were going
Yeah,
to get that,
yeah.
but
No, yeah. Tried it out a year and then realized it was just way too much. And by the time basketball season was over, it was too much on my body. And I wanted to focus on basketball and really make sure my body was healthy for basketball. So I had to give it up that freshman year of college.
Hey, still did
understood.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
Still
I
did
can
it.
still say I did it.
Still did it. But yeah,
Yeah.
hey, that's crazy. Like, you were able to maintain your athleticism like that after being injured like that. So,
Yeah.
like, what was the physical therapy like, or was it just like were you like because you most of the time like really really athletic people like that like they're it's just like PT's like just another thing. Like it's not like too
Yeah.
grueling or anything like that. So talk about that a little bit. Sounds like I might be right.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually with the surgery, I was like 3% chance got the infection. Um, Somehow, I don't know how I got it, but I got an infection. So it actually pushed me back a couple of weeks with the initial surgery. But after I got that initial surgery, got it flushed out, I was pretty much smooth sailing. I had an elite um trainer that helped me rehab back, Lee Taft. I don't know if you
Oh
guys have
yeah,
heard of him.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I worked with him literally that whole school year and then into like junior year. And he like kudos to him because he got me back to where I was like to where I am today. And then we had an elite weights coach who was actually the football coach at New Pal. And he was very patient and like looked up stuff for me, research stuff so I could get back as well. And so I was pushing weight when I needed to at the right time, but also in a safe way. But yeah, and then I think I was probably about 8 or 9 months out post surgery when I started doing things again. I tried to run in a track meet that sophomore year and ended up falling on the track because my brain was just going faster
Mhm.
than my legs and vice versa. But I just like had to keep getting up and doing it. And so then I tried to play that summer for high school ball and didn't really have any issues. And from there, just it was all meant like a mindset, all a mentality at that point. I knew I was physically able. I just needed to get my brain to be confident. But yeah, PT was a lot, especially the first couple post-op weeks, just trying to bend it, get that full flexion, reflection, flexion again. I don't know what they call
Mhm.
it, but
Flexion, range of
um,
motion. You got it.
yeah, range of motion, all that fun stuff. And then just putting on muscle again. I lost so much weight. So just packing on protein, putting on muscle to get strong for the seasons because I was still young. So like I wasn't really worried about not coming back because I was really young and I knew I had time and not to rush it. So yeah, I honestly it's all pretty distant memory now. Thankfully, I don't have to think much about it, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Damn, didn't mean to bring it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your college career, son.
Yeah.
Um, Many of us know that follow you know that you got to do something your first year in college by making it to your NAIA national championship game.
Yeah.
Exciting game to watch. I thought you guys had that.
Yeah.
I thought my gal played pretty damn well for a freshman on the big stage.
Right.
Um, talk a little bit about your 4 years at Iowa and what you were able
Yeah.
to accomplish there. Because I hear about it all the time from your coach. I need another Jordan Reid. I need another Jordan Reid. So,
He's crazy. I love Whaley. He's awesome. I would advocate for him literally any day.
that's my
But
guy.
yeah, I was first year was a little crazy with COVID. Um, Post COVID, I guess would be that era. But fell in love with the campus, going through the recruitment process. Like I just kept coming back to like, well, IWU offers this. Well, comparing this to IWU, and so that was kind of my sign that I knew I needed to commit there. And it honestly was a God thing, and it was the right thing that I could have ever done. The people that just came out of it are some of my best friends to this day, and just the spiritual growth that I got from that and just growing as a human will be far greater than the basketball abilities that I gained. But basketball standpoint, freshman year, I was just a little squirrely freshman, kind of a position player that first year. Just needed to be there to be athletic, get rebounds, throw it to the right people. And
Defend.
then we made a deep run into the national tournament and unfortunately fell short, but we weren't supposed to be there. So it was fun. There wasn't any pressure. And it actually boosted us in the rankings for years to come after that first year. It's kind of the setting the stage for the years to come after. And then sophomore year was tough. I think we had some conversations. Sophomore year was the hardest year. Just because I thought I knew everything. I thought I was on the right track to keep growing. But of course, basketball funks, mental blocks happen. So just trying to learn how to navigate those mental blocks and get out of funk, like a funk that I was in for a majority of the season. But yeah, so sophomore year was tough, and then junior year was probably one of my favorite years because it was just kind of a breakout year for me as a player and for our team. We were really successful. I think we were like 30 plus wins that year, won conference, maybe in season and conference tournament. So won both
So,
conferences that year. Made a pretty decent run in the tournament again, but fell short by last second buzzer beater, which was
Mhm.
absolutely heartbreaking. Um, but yeah, and then like I just grew a lot of confidence junior year, played with a lot of freedom and a lot of joy, and really just learned to love the game again that junior year after such a hard sophomore year. And then senior year, last year, best year, and had a really good team. We really thought that we were gonna take it all the way this year, like we did the year before, but unfortunately, in tournament, the same team that beat us the year before got us again this past year. And we could not figure out how to play against the zone defense. But that's okay. And I don't think we won tournament conference this past year. I think Marion got us.
yeah, I think
Frick,
so.
Marion.
You,
Marion
you,
got us
you
this
let
past year.
boss get one. You let boss get one.
Yeah, we let Boss get one because we got it the last 3 years. We got
Okay.
conference tournament the last 3 years, which was big time and not heard of for the team. So, um, yeah, and then fifth year came around, and I decided to take a leap of faith and graduate from the IWU world, even though I love the community and will miss that support so much. But yeah, that
Just down
IWU
the street.
was, huh?
You're just down the street.
I know. I'm actually going back there this weekend to say hi to everyone. So they'll always have a special place in my heart. That's my school. That's my squad. Those are my people. So yeah, pretty much nutshell of IWU. Got a few awards here and there, but that's whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was cool. I know when I first moved here, when I first graduated, I was taking classes over there. Those are some great people.
Yeah. Yeah, good people everywhere from top to bottom, profs to the community members to the coaches, of course. Great people. Love
Yeah.
them all. Nothing bad to say.
Shout out IWU. Great people.
Shout out. I will go Wildcats. Yeah.
Justin, you got something else you want me to keep going? I can keep
Nah,
going
keep
with
going, man. Yeah, we're good. I got questions
all right.
brewing up as we go.
Well, I know since she's an adult woman now. It was many moons ago since uh, I last got to coach you. Any magic memories you remember from that year we spent player
Yeah.
coach?
I mean, any moment with Hannah Farrell, you can't forget. And Allison Boss. Like, are we kidding? Like any moment with those two, you can't forget. So though, like just that team was so solid. Like we were good, but like we cared, but like we just had fun. I don't know if that makes it like we cared to an extent, but we just like for the most part we're just goofing off, having fun, and we were winning games. And so, and
We
I think
moved there.
was I committed coming into your season? I can't remember.
No, you actually committed right before the second evaluation period.
Okay.
I remember
Yeah.
like it was yesterday because our folks up north in Michigan kept, texting me and hey man, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? And
Yeah.
I just basically had to say, man, you got to wait for a decision, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. She's her own person. She knows what she wants. Not to say that they weren't extending a great offer to you, but you knew where you wanted to be. And
Yeah.
once you let me know, and then you also said the second part, my second favorite part of that communication was, oh yeah, and I'm still playing. So
Yeah.
that was big for me. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay, she's
Yeah.
she's not going anywhere.
I was just there for fun.
So
I was just there to have a good year with Hannah for the most part, but then met some good people along the way. So couldn't give it
you got a
up.
good team though, Jordan. You really did.
Yeah.
Definitely was unexpected when we first put the team together because we didn't know you. Oh, I didn't know you at the time. So, but once I started hearing about you and what you brought, and then actually got to see you, and then talk to some folks about you, I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to have this kid.
Oh, thank
Gotta
you.
have this
Thanks for taking a
kid.
chance on me.
Well, no, thank you for taking a chance on us.
On us.
Oh, no.
But I think once you joined, I mean, the rest was, that group was just something different about them. That 2020 group. I mean, you guys, one of my favorite groups. Not just from the basketball standpoint. I mean, just from a human being standpoint. I mean, you young ladies are all great young ladies. And to watch you guys grow up from afar, through basketball. I mean, it's been awesome to see you guys achieve the things that you guys are achieving, whether it be on the court or off the court. I'm proud of all of you. You guys know my main goal with all of this is for you to achieve that degree, and you did that. And when you gave me that text, I got that degree, coach. I was like,
Graduated.
I was like that. Yes, ma'am. Those are the moments that sink in and hit home with me. More than the games, but obviously the games are what they are. I love doing them, but yeah, watching you guys grow up and achieve these goals and become productive citizens of our country is awesome to see
Yeah.
and be a part of or play a little part of.
Yeah, that was a fun year. That was
It
everyone
certainly
was
was.
committing during that year, and it was fun to see everyone get
That
their
that whole
spots.
team, that
Yeah.
whole team.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, Corey got hurt in the beginning, so you technically never got to play with her other than that. I think that September thing when we used to play in September. I think you got to play with
Yeah.
the
Yeah. I
and
think we
that's when
played against her in high school.
high school. Yeah. You probably did
Yeah.
that. But yeah,
Yeah.
as far as her being your teammate, yeah, that's when after that game, I remember telling Justin, man, I'm gonna have a huge headache on how to play this group. I mean, there's really no weak pieces here. They all do something different, but they all. I mean, one guy's committed to defense. That was my number one thing. The rest was history.
Amen. Defense wins games.
Man.
Yeah, it was because I know, obviously, every coach's philosophy is different, stuff like that. But like when Kelvin has a team, like he'll just be like, do this, and y'all ain't even work on it. Next thing you know, y'all trapping, going okay. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what are we doing? And then we getting steals, and he like, see, I told you. I'm like, all right. Like, yeah, you're right.
Organized chaos. Organized chaos.
That's funny.
Yeah, nah, that group was.
We had some good runs with that team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was a special group. I know for me as like, the director and stuff like that, like I'm watching dynamics of teams and things like that. Like that team in particular, like you said, like it was just always like playing hard and having fun.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was never like any drama. There was never like no, I don't want to say like jealousy of each other, but like there was no ego at all. It was just like you guys were just, and then the support you guys had when like you guys started committing, like I haven't seen anything like that since. Just the support from, the teammates, players, the coaches, all that stuff, man. It's like, and again, kind of like I was telling you before, I'm really trying to be careful how I say this. Like, I'm really down on travel basketball because of all of that is missing now. It's all just about, what team can I get on to play on this circuit? And it's like it's not about that. Like everything you guys did, your team, like that's what travel ball is about, And so, like I said, now I'm going back down memory lane. We got to refocus. All right, anyway. Anyway, well, speaking of that, when I say like so everyone that's listening, like there's context behind it. So like don't get funny with what I said, but
Right.
I don't know, Kelvin, like what would you think is the difference between like Jordan Reid and a player today?
Well, I mean, one, Jordan is blessed athletically, so she's gonna stand out no matter what she does. It seems like in probably any sport that she decides to do. But her commitment to detail, like we weren't that detailed, but I'd give them something, and their commitment to learning it, because I believe right before when was it, Jordan? Was it before July? I think we had like one little impromptu practice where I just put in some sets, and your dad recorded them for us.
Yeah.
The fact that, like I said, that's how we practice those new sets, and to go and run them for a month and actually execute them. Now, it obviously got better as we repped it. The more we did it, the better we got at it. But I mean, to be their attention to detail. I mean, I call that attention to detail because we sent recordings to everybody. Look at this. You don't know what spot you're going to play here, but but when we ran it, everybody knew what they were supposed to do, and no matter what spot they lined up in. With the exception of maybe, well, no, that team, it was everybody. You could just line them up anywhere and just go run it, and we did it. So I would say just the attention to detail. To me, that's also a want to thing. I mean, you want to be good at what we're doing. You want our product to look. You want us to look a certain way when we're out there. To me, that's missing. There's a lot of I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say I don't know if Jordan played pickup basketball all the time or anything, or what she did to hone her basketball skills. But I'll say my first thing is the attention to detail.
Yeah, she listened. She played hard. She was coachable.
Yeah,
thanks,
and it's
guys.
just like and
that whole team.
Yeah, and accountability, like. When you had to get in them, like you got in them and they responded. There wasn't no, Kelvin's picking on me or he's yelling at me again. Like there was none of that. No. And these kids, I get down on the players today, and like I said, my daughter's included in that. Like just because she's younger, but like they just don't know, like they don't understand. So it's like So now it's like it's up to us to make them understand, and I don't freaking know how to do it.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
I gotta figure it back out again. But no, it's that was, you know, that's saying one or two things like we're getting old as coaches and maybe we just suck and we need to get our stuff together again, or I don't know what it is. But now we'll uh we'll be all right. But yeah, so back to the college game, just in general, we talked about it a little bit before, but like what's the difference between the high school game and the college game?
Yeah. High school and college. Well, see, I feel like I'm kind of a bad person to ask because I didn't take basketball seriously, as you guys probably know. Pretty free spirited, lighthearted. But obviously shot clock, so pace was a big difference
Mm,
between high school and college. You had to learn how to play a little bit faster on a larger court. Spacing was huge. I had to learn not to crowd in the 3-point line, or I'd ultimately hinder rather than benefit the team. Um, yeah, I would just say like spacing, speed, learning to be coachable. I know you guys talked about that, but like you can't like I don't know, you can't be soft. I don't mean that in a
mhm,
harsh way, but you can't be soft. Like the coaches are there to coach you, and you got to take it either with a grain of salt or take it as coaching. And just do your best to fulfill what they're asking you to do. And if that means putting in extra time off the court and off practice, then that's what that means in order to fulfill that. But yeah, it was just learning not to take things to heart. I know that's where I got in trouble a little bit with my mental blocks, was taking everything to heart and like, oh, coach is really getting on me. Like, this is personal. It's not personal. Like, he just sees, the coaches see the best in you. And so they're going to try and get the best out of you. And so that might look like a little harping on or getting on your case a little bit because they just want you to be the player that they see the potential in. So yeah, so it was just learning to adjust that perspective, adjust that mindset that they see the good in you. That's why they recruited you.
mm.
It's just believing at yourself and putting in the work to become that player that they ultimately see in you. But yeah, that would be the difference. Two couple differences that I've seen in just high school and college. It's been a minute though, so I can't give much. I can't give much advice.
Yeah, so I know it's like you kind of hit on it, already, but like at the at the high school level, it's tough because they think that, again, like a lot of them think that they know everything, especially because they've been playing at an early age and they've been coached and they've had
Yeah,
trainers and they've had stuff like this. And then it's like when someone is telling you, no, like you're doing this wrong or you're not, they're
yeah,
like, oh my God, like, what do you mean? And so, it's like a balance. I know for me, I'm extremely tough on my players, but I'm always trying to explain to them, like I'm always trying to reference it to something like, once you get to the next level, this is what you're going to see,
yeah,
and try to tell them like, it's the progression in a lot of ways the same. It's like, your situation going into Iowa as a freshman that's a rare thing to be able to contribute like that on day.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
again, the progression, like, yeah, you did that and you did what you had to do, but now as a sophomore, you had that adversity.
Hmm.
You thought you knew everything from the first
You're
year.
right.
Like, I did all of this and now I'm here. And then, junior
Yeah,
year, the game slows down for you. And then you're ready. So it's like at the high school level, it's like everybody wants it like right now. And it's just like it doesn't always work. Like you have to be special for it to work like that.
yeah,
And some are not, but um, I just think it's good that we get, players on here to testify to that in a lot of ways.
yeah, yeah.
So kind of just to some real world stuff. Kelvin, I don't know, he dipped out on us. Now I'm joking. He had another technical
No,
difficulty.
I'm here. Can you
I
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
can
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Um,
Well, sorry, I'm just I'm still on. I'm just turning the camera off because I'm I messed up. So I'm trying to make good on this.
All right, you're good. You're good, man. But kind of like a real world thing right now that you touched on it earlier when you were talking about IWU, but like
Mm,
so right now this country and this world is divided in so many different ways. And so, when you just talked about you know, the the growth, spiritually, you know, through the school and stuff like that's something that it's kind of looked down on now. Like if it's almost like people are like if you talk about, your faith or, where you are spiritually, like people like kind of turn their nose up about that. Like
mm.
did you guys get any of that?
Yeah, I think we did more than what we probably realized because as a team, we really only cared about what we were doing as a team. Um, and it is so hard. And I came into the school, like I went to church, I did youth group, but I wasn't really in tune with my faith. So like I didn't even really know the full effect of it, but the community there and just the culture that I was brought, we kind of really just focused on growing with each other and not really listening to the noise of the outside world because it can be so dangerous to fall down that rabbit hole of listening to everyone else and everyone else's opinions about how we're doing our team. And honestly, like I mean, we got a few compliments about it. Like we just looked different out there because it was more than basketball for us. And it's always been more than basketball for us. And I had to learn that and put my purpose into something bigger than basketball. But yeah, like I honestly didn't really see a whole lot of challenges with it from outside teams. I know people probably said like, oh, those Christian girls or
Mhm.
whatever, but we were winning games. So we were having fun. We were joyful and loving each other, and there's really no drama like other teams probably had. So I can't really say that we were ever too concerned about what others thought because we knew that we just wanted to pursue something greater than ourselves and really pour into each other with something that actually mattered because basketball is so temporary. And so we just wanted to fill ourselves up with something higher than ourselves. So yeah, I don't really know. Our coach might have got more feedback and just didn't tell us, but we didn't really hear anything, which was
Yeah.
good.
No, that's great. I just know, we would have, people ask it like, hey, like I heard, this, and I said, well, listen, I said, if you say, and I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't have said how I said it, but I said, if you scared to be good with God, that's not the place for you.
Amen.
I said, if you scared to get right, don't go there.
Don't go there.
I said, you
No.
can't.
Yeah.
Nah. I
You
said,
got to be open.
yeah. I said, you can't be afraid. Can't be.
Mm-mm.
You gotta seek that and want that.
For sure. For sure.
So no, that's the one thing. Whaley does a great job, man. I really, um, I really like what he's done there. I really like the culture he's established there, and
Absolutely.
I hope, for my selfish reasons, like I hope coaches like him stay put forever.
Yeah.
But he's so
Yeah.
good. Like he's going to get opportunities. Um, but hopefully, hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully he'll stay there for a long time.
I I love Whaley. He's so awesome. He's a testament to who I am today. So nothing but love for him and the other coaches and the girls, of course. Those girls are 12 out of 10, the best people.
Man, that's good to
Well,
hear, man.
well, Jordan, my next question is what you've been thinking about life after the ball stops bouncing? I mean, what are you pursuing your master's degree in?
Yeah, and I'll keep it short because I know time's short, but pursuing in organizational leadership, not too sure what I want to do with that. Had an awesome internship with Pacers Sports and Entertainment, community engagement, player relations side, a couple summers ago. And so I would love to get into that, or I would love to maybe pursue professional ball overseas if that's an option. Even if it's just for a few years while I'm still healthy, while I still love the game, would love to just give it a shot and see where God leads me in that direction. And if not, then pursue a career of some sort. And I'm sure I'll be blessed wherever I go. So I'm not too worried about it.
Girl, my girl.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see what the future holds for you, kiddo. I mean, since I met you, I mean, everything has been bright and on the up, as they say today. You keep doing what you're doing, Jordan. We're definitely proud of you here at the club. So
Yeah, lots of love for you guys. I'm sure we'll have future conversations about after this year.
Oh yeah, oh
We'll
yeah,
oh oh yeah,
yeah.
oh
We're
yeah.
definitely gonna have you on during the
I need
season.
some help. I need some help after this year.
Well, hopefully we get get a reunion of sorts with some of your teammates.
Yes,
To get you
please.
guys all together. I mean, we want to let's do it individually to get everybody used to it, get us used to what we're doing, and then
For sure.
and then let's get everybody on, and then we can make it an event of it.
For sure. I'm bought in. Just give me time and day.
All right, we appreciate
Justin, you
that.
got anything you want to add?
No, Jordan, just want to thank you for spending some time with us tonight. I know you're busy. I know you get ready to move in and start your new journey. And so we're excited for you, and we're always here to support you. Anything that you need, obviously, we'll be watching. We're always watching all the kids play. But
All of them,
yeah,
all of them.
all of them. But the advice I always give all you guys, just make sure you play hard and defend, and everything else will work itself out.
For sure. For sure.
All right, you have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you so much. Keep in touch.
All right.
Will
See you
do.
later.
Will do.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
See ya.